This day, the 6th of August 2024, I believe is going to go down in the history of the Nagas as a red letter day. A day where the Nagas, irrespective of tribe, have come together to raise a united voice against the evils happening in our society. To this day, we are also thankful to our non-Naga friends and their organizations for extending their solidarity to us on this historic day. We as a people have been tolerant enough all these years with the consideration that we are one family, and also with the exception and with the hope that the problems in our society will one day be solved and be healed with time. But all these years, it is not turning out to be the way we have desired and longed for. In the course of time, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to realize that until and unless we rise together as a people and say enough is enough, it appears as if things are not going to turn the way we want it to be. Enough is enough, and we cannot continue to live under threat and intimidation anymore in our homeland. Enough is enough with these unabated illegal taxations, the ever-increasing harassment and intimidation. And what a sad story that does resemble a death threat, a death penalty was issued to one of our very own brothers for nothing wrong, but for not meeting to the demands, the taxation demands of one of our Naga factional groups. 15 din age, poisa imam dibi, no oil capital punishment dibi. My fellow Naga countrymen, back then, at one point of time, the Nagas as a people have unitedly fought against the outside forces, which we considered were a threat to our sovereign rights. Going by the history of Naga nationalism, going by the story of Naga nationalism, there is never an iota of doubt that the entire Naga people unwaveringly stood behind the national workers, who then were considered to be our national heroes. Our heroes, the true freedom fighters. Today, as we see the national workers, can we compare them to the category of true national workers?
Common people, common public, like a revolutionary salam the other day. With all humanity, yet to strongly assert the right of our people, I stand here to represent every single Angami youth in every village and the office bearers of the Angami Youth Organization. On the 20th July, a person impersonating by the name of Max called out one of our Angami contractor I'm challenging, saying that আপনি কিমান কাম করে আছে, কিমান কাম পাই কিনা আছে, আপনি জানি আছে, আমি জানি আছে, গভর্নমেন্টকে কিমান দিব লাগে বর্তমান করে কিনে 15 days ভিতরে না দিলে তো আপনিকে ক্যাপিটাল পানিশমেন্ট দিব হয়ে কিনে তাই লগতে ডিক্লেয়ার করেছে। আমি কারণ 21 জুলাই পৰা শুরু করে কিনে ডেট 25 তক আমার লাগা হয় সিএমকে খাঙ্গ খান লগতে রুটিছে। এইটো ইস্যু ওলাই কিনে আন্দামি রিজন চেয়ারম্যান দ্বারা আমি কারণ আমার বিহার পাড়া যাই কিনে তাই লগা গভর্নমেন্ট লগতে কথা বলে দিছে। প্রেসিডেন্ট, ভাইস প্রেসিডেন্ট, জেনারেল সেক্রেটারি ইয়াতে নাই, তাইখান যাই মন আছে বুঝে তাইখান গেল পালামে তাইখান রিপ্লাই করব আমি খান নেক্সট কইলে তো গিবে না জানে বলে কইছে। আবার ফাইন্যান্স কন্ট্রোলার কমিটি কইলে থাকাবে না জানে, হোম মিনিস্টার না জানে, ফাইন্যান্স মিনিস্টার না জানে, ওয়েস্টার্ন কমান্ডার না জানে, তো কোন জানে আছে? জেনারেল সেক্রেটারি, ভাইস প্রেসিডেন্ট আর প্রেসিডেন্টে জানে আছে। আমার লাগা মানুষ কি দিয়া বলা আমার লাগা পলিটিক্যাল যুক্ত হইলে তো প্রাইভেট প্রপার্টি হইছে। আপনি লাগা ফাইন্যান্সিয়াল বেনিফিট কানে লাগা ন্যাশনালিজম লাগা না করা পয়সা মাগিব, ধমকি দিব, মানুহ লাগা লাইফ লবলে কেতিয়াবি নাপাৰিব আৰু কৰিবলৈ লাগিব। Date 27 জুলাইতে 270 আংগামী বস্তিৱালা প্ৰেচিডেণ্ট, জেনাৰেল সেক্ৰেটাৰী আইনে কথা কৰিছে আৰু NSCNকে খামকে নন কৰ্পৰেশ্যন ডিক্লেয়াৰ কৰিছিলে। আমি কান কোনো দিনে সেকেন্ড ডিক্লেৰেশ্যন দিয়া নহ'লেতো আমি কান আংগামী ওয়ার্কার্স কান কিমানজন NSCNকে খামক গ্ৰুপকে আছে সব ৰিকল বেক কৰিব বুলি কুইনে ডিক্লেয়াৰ কৰা নিচিনা। আজি ইয়াতে on behalf of AYO তাইখান 18 June starting from Deputy Councillor Tatar, Lexi, Raju Pelu, Lieutenant Colonel, Captain, Lieutenant, Sergeant Major, Sergeant কুইনে 18 মানুহ থাকা কিন্তু ইস্যু রিজলভ নাওয়াতো আমি খান NSCNকে লগতে কিমান ওয়ার্কার্স আছে সব কিছু করে আছে। কিন্তু 18 ওয়ার্কার্স কাম লগতে উল্টা একটা হলে ইনটেনশন করে লো আমি সবকে চ্যালেঞ্জ করা যাবে লগতে FPO 1993 লাগা ডিক্লারেশন 2015 লাগা রিএফার্মেশন সেকশন আর সব একটা না হইলে তো আগামী পোস্টে আগামী ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল বলা কি পার্টিকুলার টেক্সট লাগিব কইলে খাদাবো আজি ইয়াতে বলা কিন্তু রিএফার্ম আর রিক্লেম করে আছে আমার কান কুম্বা সদায় মর্নিং বা সাম কাম করে কিনা দুঃখ পাব, পয়সা অলপ চলপ কামাব, ঘৰতে বাপাছ আহিব, মানুহ কোনোবা একো নকৰি কিনে আমি খান লগতে আহি কিনে ধমকি লৈ কিনে পইচা জমা কৰি কিনে ওয়েল একুমুলেট কৰাটো এইটো একচেপ্টেবল আৰু নকৰিব। আমি খান আহি কিনে আজি কালি পৰ্যন্ত নেশ্যন খানে পইচা কন্ট্রিবিউট কৰাব, আপুনি খানে বন্দুক কিনলৈ যাব, নেশ্যন খানে ফাইট কৰিবলৈ খানে কিনা লগা আছে, এইটো বন্দুক লৈ কিনে আহি কিনে আমি লগতে বাপাছ ধমকি দি কিনে পইচা মাৰিবলৈ খানে আপোনালোকে কিনি কিনে দিয়া নহয় দেই। ফেকশন নতুন নতুন খোলা আহি কিনে सबसे डाঙৰ বিজনেস হৈছে আপনি খান ফেকশন লৈ কিনে প্ৰাইভেট প্ৰপাৰ্টি আৰু ল'বলৈ নাদিব, আপনি খান ভিতৰে জাগা খেলিবলৈ খেলিবে, ফেকশন নতুন আৰু খোলাবলৈ নাদিব, আমি খান বুঝছে তো নাগাল্যান্ড ফর গাইস নাগা ন্যাশনালিজম রুগী আমি হলা দরওয়াজা দাঁড়ো নাহিবে একটা কোর্স আছে 24/5 ভ্যাকসিন না লাগে একটা ভ্যাকসিনে লাগে আজি লাগা ট্যাক্সেশন এক্সটর্শন লাগা প্রবলেম তো কোন হইলে জাতি ট্রাইব লাগা নাম নলাই দিব লাগে ইয়াতে একো ট্রাইব নাই একো জাতি নাই এক্সটর্শন করা মানুহ ট্যাক্সেশন করা মানুহকে টাইপ ক্রিক কালার রিলিজন নাই রে আহি কিনে আমি গান পলিটিক্যাল পার্টিস গান আপনি এখানে কোন পজিটিভ কন্ট্রিবিউট করে নাই বলে তো নাগা ইস্যু কিনা পলিটিক্স নাখিলেবে ইয়াতে পুরা পলিটিক্যাল মাইলেজ হলে কাম নাই if you don't have anything positive to contribute keep silent we don't want your comment আমি খান পাবলিক খানে বলবো আহি কিনে Ceasefire monitoring group খানকে মেসেজ কথালে মনটো হলে তো ইমান ভ্যাকসিন আছে ফ্রি কন্ট্রিবিউশন ফ্রি ডোনেশন একো নাই নে সব ফোর্সফুল কন্ট্রিবিউশন আছে কিমান জন ধৰিছে সবকে ন্যাশনাল সিকিউরিটি একটা বুক কৰিবে এইটো ওপৰ নালাগে আমি গান এনএনপিজি খান আমাৰ ন্যাশনাল গ্ৰুপ খান কমন পাব্লিক লগা কন্ট্রিবিউশন কি আছে মানে কোশ্চেন কৰিছে AYO লগা ন্যাশনাল মুভমেন্ট কি কন্ট্রিবিউশন আছে মানে কোশ্চেন কৰিছে our identity itself is our biggest contribution if we are not there who are you going to fight for where is the national cause don't undermine the contribution of the common public Pioneers, apni laga forefathers kan, ami laga forefathers kan, itu naga nationalism, aji laga din nisna sabole hale suru kura nai. Itu movement, taxation hale extortion hale suru kura nai to. Naga aspiration lagi je, naga laga sabnai ta lagi je. One nation, one people, para suru kura nai lo. Taxation of extortion and it's run away. As the Angami Youth Organization, Jati Kiki will live. I in the Angami area, business Kuda, contract Kuraki Kuda will live. Achiwala Wigre, Abdi Hangamuran safeguard Kuribo, Amanda Pote Kuribo. Amigan, Angamigan, Kuda come will live, Kuda business will live. Tayange, Chetan Kuribo. আপনি খান আমরা বিসব চ্যালেঞ্জ গুলো আছে বলে কিন্তু চ্যালেঞ্জ তো বলে ঈশ্বর বলে একটা লাইফ দিছে লুইলিবি তাই নব আপনি লাগা সুন্দর আপনি লাগা চেক করা কেতিয়া আপনি ঈশ্বর লাগা বুঝ আর ঈশ্বর লাগা পাঁচটা ক্লোজ করব না পারিব ইনাফ অফ ইয়োর চ্যালেঞ্জ আজি লাগা আহি কিনে কিন্তু পাব্লিক বেলে AYO ক্রেডিট কল হইলে খালি ইনিশিয়েট করেছে our biggest strength today is our unity our Naga society is too fragmented that is the reason why everyone is taking advantage of us I want to appeal to every one of you here that the resolution of the 1993 of the Angami Public Organization and the resolution to stop this taxation and extortion be the inspiration for our unity and in the days to come. The AYO on this day, the 6th of August 2024, declared that any tribe, any organization who are here today in this program, any follow-up action or any initiation on your part, under any circumstances, kiman threat thakilebe, kiman situation be thakilebe, angami manu youth, apuni laga initiative, apni laga program ta thakibo kine, ami laga commitment dia ase. Ahi kine, borish kiman thakilebe, kunbi na jayenge to khara kore thaka to. This itself is the biggest statement that enough is enough, and then I stand here and pray and wish that the true essence of Kuklalin will prevail in our land someday. Thank you, and God bless Nagaland.
We have the support of all the apex youth bodies of Naga tribes in our midst this afternoon for the public gathering. Now I give the time to take time one after the other. Mr. Kavasa Kamu, President Chagas and Youth Front, Mr. Lematang and Yantang, President Lota Youth Hohu, Mr. Mupato Niti, Acting President Fortuna Youth Organization, and Mr. Kegwa Yunta, President Renma Selosi.
Respected Chair for today's program, leaders from various organizations, program participants, elders, and all peace-loving Naga gathered here today. The office of the Chakasan Front bring warm greetings to all of you. Aji, 이번 좀 아이디어에 대한 또 만들게 사람 지나기한테 가방 한번 국가의 기간 바이 기간 어머니 한게속 뭐라 나게 비신대 서서대 거기 속에 나게 뭐에 나가 스피스 인리스트 되고 꿈과 인리스트 나기간 그런 거야 그게 막 보여주게. As we gathered here to show our peace agreement to unabated illegal taxation, harassment, intimidation, and death threat to common people. And as a matter of fact, the common innocent public have endured enough of unauthorized illegal imposition. And the Chakasan Youth Front genuinely appreciate the Angami Youth Organization for organizing a rally such as this, which is the need of the hour. At the outset, the Chakasan Youth Front would like to convey the Nagas are well known for peaceful coexistence, kindness, hospitality, and compassionate. The unabated illegal taxation, intimidation, harassment, or death threat are aligned to our culture. Henceforth, any social activities by an individual, groups, or organization must be outrightly rejected and strongly condemned by every right-thinking citizen of the land. We can never allow these evil things to penetrate in our society and become our culture. The CYF will continue to fight against such activities that threaten the social and cultural harmony. All Naga political groups should remind themselves that their movement should be people-centric. They ought to listen to the voice of the Naga that enough is enough, with multiple taxation and multiple factions. If the Naga political groups will continue with multiple taxation, harassment, intimidation, and are ready to take the life of the Naga public, we can only say that we have the most ungrateful, untrusted, and unwanted Naga national workers with us today. In conclusion, I would like to ask everyone that can we achieve our political and sovereign rights by having multiple groups? Can we achieve our aspiration without the support and blessing of common people? resistance by imposing unabated illegal taxation, harassment, or issuing that threat? I don't think so. And I'm sure and I hope that all of you will agree with me. If so, I want to appeal that it's time to come together and stand united as one. I hope this rally will serve as the starting of something bigger that brings the result the public desperately needs for. Good for the nation, let the welfare of the people be the final word. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. I, on behalf of the Latha Youth Hoho, and on behalf of the Latha community, bring warm greetings to each and every one of you here. Why, Aji, Aman Lawe Rasa Jibele, Emman harsh, it's raining. Hoilibi, Amala unity show Kuribu Wani, Aman Sop, Ade Ahina Tagado. That shows that Nagas are one, and we are fighting for our rights and justice. Dugani, Moy Ishinago, Hoilibi, to the point. Ekta to the point, coalescing. First of all, I really appreciate the Agami Youth Organization for organizing or initiating such a historic public rally for the common cause of the Nagas, first of all. Itu hinoina, aji taikan ki case olaina idia aman sob jane aman death threat and capital punishment that is unacceptable in our society, in our Naga society. Aro amala Latha Hoho Kambra Holibi. Always and every time, Abnyan ki decide Kurubo, Amhanbra Holibi. On behalf of the Latha community, Amanbi Abnyala Pichide stay without tonight. Secondly, Naga nationalism Ganido Amhanbi, we have our own, we have the patriotic feeling in us. Naga nationalism Ganido. But will be in terms of extortion, threat, intimidation, and an act of terrorism to its common people, that is not acceptable at all in a modern society. And I believe that any country in the world, independence pado, common people can know the cooperation independent of AYO. So I would like to request all the national workers to kindly cooperate and live in peaceful coexistence with common people. And thirdly, we also strongly condemned the silence of state government, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ceasefire monitoring group for its silence at issue and failure to enforce ceasefire ground rules. Our platform the Naga youths kani lire ekta ase, Naga kani bhi ole mona ase. Aman jade ahina dhaga do, I hope 50% of us are youths. Naga unemployed youth to kimon udishe amagan sob jani ase. To idu karone, why other private firms or other private companies are not investing in our land? It's all because of the extortion and everything by our so-called our national voters. Though we problemon tagado, itu kan oleh itu Naga youths kan murung guribi, Naga youths kan bra a day will come, aji nisna olawo, bomb will blast. Kau debra holibi, bomb will blast progress. Do itu kan a day will come. Many unemployed youths, frustrated youths are there. Do itu kan I kindly urge the state government also, and in partnership with other private firms or Kiki kan holibido, aro national workers kan holibi, itu kan extortion, illegal taxation, itu kan do, aman chuto puto business kuru holibi, tuan gulina, ek poina nohina tax, sabi, itu aman tax factions kiman ahina sidia, almost 24 factions are there in Nagaland. So enough is enough. No more factions, and we demand one government, one tax. So, in conclusion, aman yade ahina pani eman dirigena, aro sopra time digena aman yade mass really brado ahigna fruitful hone gele ikula nai. So itu gane aman yade unity bara as a whole nagas yade ahina se tribes ko kimana se sob yade ahina se tu itu gane aman resolve guru lage until and unless all the factions come together in one frame, one government, one tax. Government ekta ahane bole aman tax nadi bogena yade aman kiman aise aman ade ajibra resolve bunna we shall put into actions. So itu moila kotha to itu bra jonai dise. Thank you so much.
Respected Mr. Chairman, the General Secretary of the Angami Youth Organization, Senior Pastor, Chagasan Baptist Church, Minister Seal Kohima, President, Angami Youth Organization, Presidents of different youth organizations from different communities, Naga Students Federation, Eastern Naga Students Federation, Business Association of the Nagas, elders, public leaders, well-wishers, and my dear brothers and sisters gathered here today. I take this privilege and opportunity on behalf of the Pottery Youth Organization. History repeats itself. This is one of such a beginning for many more to come. We have come here for a purpose to remember, a purpose to transform and change the very basic fabric of our society that is hampering the development of the society. I take this moment to thank the Angami Youth Organization for spearheading this public rally against unabated taxation in our state and hampering the developmental activities of our region. We are all aware of the prevailing situation that is going on in our state between Sir Relha, the proprietor of KKP, and the NSNK Power Group. He is undertaking a two-lane construction of roads under Minaret subdivision. We fully stand behind him because with this threat, our future, our dream, and our vision is completely crushed. We had high hope and expectation when this construction of road started because we feel the real sense of development through this. We felt a better connectivity in our region in particular and the Nagas in general. We fully contend the NSNK for issuing the order against the proprietor of KKP and urge them to revoke the standing order in the interest of the Naga society. We are all here today with our hearts united in a collective spirit of peace and understanding. It is in these trials and temptations where differences have led to tension and discord. It is essential for all of us to remember the bonds of unity and the shared heritage that bind us together as brothers and sisters. Our forefathers taught us the basic values of respect, dialogue, and unity. It is upon these principles that we must stand as we navigate these challenges. We recognize the deep-seated emotions and historical context that contributed to the current situation. However, we firmly believe that through open discussion, mutual respect, and communication, we will be able to find a way towards reconciliation and a lasting peace. In addition to this, we must also address the serious concern raised by the Angami Youth Organization. This public rally is to protest against unabated illegal taxation, harassment, intimidation, and death threats faced by the common people like you and me. And for that purpose, I'm sure we are all gathered here today. These issues have threatened the basic fabric of our society and undermine the principles of justice and fairness that we hold dear in our hearts and minds. Let us also not forget the sacrifices made by those before us who envisioned a future where harmony and cooperation would prevail. Their dreams, their aspirations rest in our hands, and it is our responsibility to take a stand and carry forward with wisdom, compassion, and understanding. However, we will not remain as mute spectators when our own brother or sister is being threatened. As we address these internal conflicts and issues, we must also stand firm against any actions or outside interferences that harm our community and our people as a Naga. We also call upon all parties to respect the voices of the people and the legitimate concern of the Angami Youth Organization and stand in solidarity with them as we all face this common issue together. It is crucial for us to work together hand in hand and to remove these illegal practices and ensure the safety and well-being of each and every member of the society. The Pujuri Youth Organization fully support the Angami Youth Organization and will always stand behind them as their brother and sister and work together to remove these social issues and improve the developmental activities of the state. May peace and prosperity be a source of strength for all of us to guide, and also may our collective effort pave a way for a brighter and prosperous Nagaland. Let us honor our forefathers by building a community of peace, respect, justice, and unity. Let us all raise our voice against all these evil practices that is going on in our state. Let us raise our hands and give a helping hand. Let us voice out together and be a source of that strength for someone to get up and fight for our rights together and may this public rally enlighten us so that we work together hand in hand in the days to come. May God bless us, all of us. May God bless the Angami Youth Organization and all the public leaders and elders gathered here, and may God bless all the leaders so that they can lead the Nagas in general. Thank you.
Mr. Chairperson, Libu Sechu, Mr. Christopher Litu, the President of Angami Youth Organization, the leader of the Nagas, and all the conscious keeper of the Nagas who are gathered here, fighting against social evils. I salute all of you, and I bring warm greetings to each and every one of you on behalf of the Office of Regma Youth Organization, by nomenclature Regma Solusi. Our today's gathering is not against Naga national movement, but our today's gathering is against multiple taxation, multiple groups imposing taxation upon the people, upon its people. And we are tired. And the reason why we are gathered here is because we cannot be silent any longer. We Regma Solusi, as a youth organization, we forge and endorse for one government and one tax. And we feel that until and unless our Naga national movement, our different groups come together, until and unless all the Naga civil society come together, our common purpose, our aspiration cannot be fulfilled. In the bygone days, we were told that we bow down our head out of patriotism and out of respect to our national workers. But today, we are scared of them. How can they fight for us if we are scared of them? How can we expect our younger generation to flourish in business, to develop themselves, to develop our land with this multiple taxation? I have never seen in any nation, in any society, in any community with this multiple taxation. Amikan iman tax, iman section ke di nagile. How can we develop ourselves? How can we develop our land? In the bygone days, we Nagas, we had only one enemies, we had only one adversaries, and we all stood unitedly for the cause of our people. However, today we are very sad to see different fractions, different Naga political groups given birth for their self-interest, to earn themselves. Is this called nationalism? Can we forge ahead? Can we achieve our aspiration in this kind of divided and multiple taxations? We Naga youths cannot tolerate this anymore. So, but we agree as a one tax, one government agree as a so panohan utai lebih siapa. This is a testament that we Naga youths, particularly youths who will be inheriting what is happening tomorrow, it is also our responsibility to fight. And that is the reason why we are here today. Itu nimite, itu gathering to, puila lara gathering alat bisna gathering kuribo, resolution adopt kuribo, kundam hui jabo, power jabo. That should not be the way. But this gathering should be a way forward. Aji ki resolution lo parise, nohile bhi aji ki discussion kurise, itu practice kurina, age lui jaile, ami khan laga, Naga National Workers can hubi, civil society organization hubi, itu through this gathering, inspired kuribo, ani wale paribo. I have firm commitment that Naga's aspiration can be achieved if we come together as one united Naga, and we, Rema youth, stand for one tax, one government, one goal, one nation, and one people, and one true God. Enega huile, ami kan Naga mano, ekinogo aspiration to lui jao paribo. Lastly, but not the least, with the fullest condemnation, Ajiki Huishe, Amikan Laga, Angami, member actor, responsible citizen actor, that should not continue. Itu continue na kuno lage. And the youths, Naga youths, I kill over fight kurina, social evils kando, hata wale lage kurina itu budya se. May God bless all of us. Kuknalim, thank you.
Continue with the speeches of the Apex youth bodies. We have Mr. Hikavi H. Kinemi, President Sumi Youth Organization, Mr. R. John Ziliang, President Ziliangrong Youth Organization Nagaland, and Mr. Tia Longcha, President Dimapur AYO Youth Organization. Please take the time one after the other.
The Sumi Youth Organization, an extended arm of Simo, is a conglomeration of Sumi youth hailing from diverse backgrounds and professions, while also encompassing the Sumi inhabited regions of Upper Assam. Today, on behalf of all the Sumi youth ranging from 18 to 45 years, I bring greetings and extend a solidarity to the Angami Youth Organization and to this August gathering. The coming together of this tribal youth organization is a testament of our unity, solidarity, and resilience. It is imperative for the Sumi Youth Organization to clearly articulate our stance that the Sumis, under no circumstances, endorse or lend our support to any Naga political groups when they deviate from the principle of nationalism and indulge in the activities that jeopardize our life and undermine our inherent right. As a mature and intellectual platform, the Sumi Youth Organization is fully aware about the Naga struggles and aspiration. We value and acknowledge the human service rendered by the different Naga political groups. However, the Sumi Youth Organization is resolute in rejecting our actions, any actions or behaviors that is against the thoughts and interests of our Naga people. Apparently, the Naga political issue has become convoluted plot and blame game within the stakeholder, deliberately orchestrated by the stakeholders who are only interested in expecting the maximum gain from the decade-old political talks. Today, the Sumi Youth Organization is conveying a strong message to the stakeholders involved in the Naga political talks, emphasizing that the public patience for prolonged negotiations has reached its limit. It is imperative that the Indo-Naga political talks reach a conclusion promptly and a solution is found without any further delay. The protracted delay in resolving the complex Naga political situation has led to the emergence of various factions significantly impacting Naga societies. And ultimately, it is the public that bears the burden of these consequences. Therefore, in the light of these pressing issues, the Summit organization appeals to both Government of India and the Government of Nagaland to expedite the Naga political talks and bring it to a definitive and just conclusion, prioritizing the welfare and future of the Naga people above all else. A timely and fair resolution will not only bring peace and stability to our region, but also pave the way for socio-economic development and the overall well-being of our communities. In conclusion, the Summit organization once again unequivocally extend support to the Angami Youth Organization and applauds for the painstaking efforts in organizing this rally to take a firm stance against the proliferation of divisive elements. Thank you and good night.
Due to the inclement weather last evening, likewise there was a heavy traffic jam this morning, we were told. The Illegal organization is yet to reach the venue. Likewise, they will be taking the time later. Now I give the time to Mr. Tia Longcha, the President of the AYO organization.
Good afternoon, Kohima! Good afternoon, Nagaland! Today, I bring greetings from the office of the AYO Youth Organization Dimapur, known as the Dimapur AYO Youth Organization or the Dimapur AYO Lanur Tolongcham. AYO, as released in the press release, stands with AYO Angami Youth Organization shoulder by shoulder. Come rain, come shine, come bullets, come hell, until we reach what we have started, the destination that we can together achieve and which the Nagas of Nagaland are waiting for. We will ensure that we will move forward together unitedly and achieve our objectives. We thank the chairman for giving AYO the opportunity to speak today to this man-long crowd and to express our solidarity and our move by the youths of Nagaland. Together, silent we will remain no more. And we have enough of all this unabated taxation, illegal taxation, forced extortion. And we would like to thank our AYO president and his colleagues to have spearheaded this people's movement once again. AYO also knows the story that the olive branch was extended to the NACN Kango, who issued the death threat but was rejected by them. And ironically, this group has given up their armed conflict and have signed the ceasefire with the government of India in the year 2019. Salute to Inoke Rulo, a true son of the soil, for standing strong against unabated illegal taxation, for standing on all our behalf. And today, you are not alone in this fight. Whoever has gathered here today, as we stand strong, as we stand here today, we are with you. Since the formation of NSCN, Naga Socialist Council of Nagaland in 1980, splinter groups have reached almost a dozen, and whose ideology is based on the power that flows from the barrel of a gun. But now, when those barrels are turned against our own brother, against our own people, over extortion, something sinister, something diabolical has happened. And the question is, have we created a Frankenstein monster? Today, let us be reminded of the words of the German Lutheran pastor Martin Niemöller, who was a Nazi regime survivor. He said, and it's quote, in the Holocaust Memorial, which states, "First they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists. I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Today we have gathered here to speak out for each other, to stand up for the rights of our inherent rights that has been preserved by our forefathers. Today, I would like to question Sir Lieutenant General Amarjit Singh Bedi. We have seen your press interview over and over again, and you are clearly depicting that you are fiddling with Nagaland when it is burning because of unabated taxation. You do not know the pulse of the people. You do not know the ground realities and the groan of the general public. For the last 4 years, under your chairmanship, as the Ceasefire Monitoring Group Chairman, as the Ceasefire Monitoring Supervisory Board, you have commented that we are misinformed in our comments and opinions. Today, as a youth of Nagaland, as a bona fide and a vigilant youth of Nagaland, I would like to clarify publicly on what you have stated. The agreed ceasefire ground rules between the government of India and Congo, NSCN, Clause E, states that the orders should be confined to their designated game. You ask any of us coming up from Dimapur, where most of the designated games are, whether they are in their designated game, even as of now. This is a mockery. Clause H in the ground rules states that any activity which would disturb the functioning of local and state government and of economic and developmental activity is to be refrained. But sir, when local and government economic developmental activities are happening all over Nagaland, and when some of the signatories are bluntly asking that such activities should be stopped, do you think that they are adhering to the ceasefire ground rules? No! Clause H states, refrain from extortion, forceful collection of money and supplies and intimidation of individuals, including government officials. It's clearly stated in black and white. But sir, what language is more clearer than English that has been stated and has not been followed? This is total hypocrisy. That the fact that a forceful collection of 5 lakhs from a contractor is not enough for a single faction, then what about the remaining 23 or 4 more factions? When will be enough for them? Clause M in your ceasefire ground rule states that no game will be located in populated area. But in Dimapur, most of the designated camps are located in populated civilian areas with full combat gear, ready for battle. Are you challenging the Naga public? You have to answer this question. Have you seen with your own eyes? Are you a witness to the camps? Have you ever visited those designated camps? To speak with conviction. Sir, the designated camps are misused by most Naga political groups to summon people, summon individuals, summon business people, kidnap them, and also send kangaroo courts. Clause 0. 0 to 0 ऐसे होले भी 0 भी कोई ना से. Clause 0 states, uphold the law of the land. Which law are we talking about? There are 3 new laws that has been implemented since the 1st of this August. 1st of July, sorry. But the law of the land is not being abided because the judgment is given by the so-called 24 parallel judicial courts. So where is justice? Where is the rule of law? Sir, is it not jungle law that business people, in spite of paying GST since 2017 to the state and the central government, are asked to pay extra percentages by this dozen of Naga political groups? Sir, lastly but not the least, can you clarify the statement, or have we misled you, misheard you, when you state the statement purely on voluntary contribution? Hey, this is an insult to all the Nagas, to all the intelligence, to all the citizens who have an iota of grace. So, it is an open secret that involuntary contribution are enforced with pointed guns and barrels who are issued through your cards. So, sir, we appeal to you before rehabilitation, please ensure that those whoever have signed the ceasefire agreement along with the ground rules should be provided for in terms of ration, allowances and maintenance, so that the general public will not be disturbed. So this is a demand from us, and you are answerable for this. As a redeeming grace for you, as you have stated, that as a medium and of the government of India, we want you to upgrade the ceasefire ground rules as your priority at the earliest, to make the review mechanism at Delhi. And we want to tell you that, sir, you are not on a paid vacation in Nagaland. This is Nagaland, where the youth have started a war. This is a war zone against unabated illegal taxation. And before the storm erupts, before the storm comes, it is best to amend and rectify. Otherwise, the supreme will of the people will prevail. Nagaland is not only the oldest political conflict in Southeast Asia, but is also having the longest running ceasefire, 27 years from now, which has been celebrated on 3rd of August just few days ago. As we know that stagnant water breeds mosquitoes, especially in Dimapur. So also in the past 4 or 5 years of your chairmanship, there has been mushrooming of groups who are multiplying like rabbits. Ceasefire should not just be a stopover before reaching its final destination. We would also like to question, for those of you who are here from the Ministry of Home Affairs, why are you creating so many splinter groups? You have only 5 ceasefires agreement, but there are more than 24 factions and splinter groups. You know clearly, and you have given the legitimacy to these groups, and that is why the unabated illegal taxation is happening, and it is the root cause of this factionalism. Is there an unholy nexus? Or we would like to question you. Is it not a sinister design to plunge the Naga society into a mayhem like in Manipur state? Instead of Act-East economic policy being implemented from the west of India, why is it war and destruction being promoted by you? Why is it being allowed to be imported from Myanmar to Mizoram, from Myanmar, Mizoram, and to Manipur? The spillover effect of what happened in Bangladesh yesterday, Northeast will not be far off with its problems and its own issues. And the Nagaland state shall not be mute spectator. Do not drag the state of Nagaland and its youth further to chaos or social unrest. Otherwise, a time will come when the youths are willing to sacrifice and make the supreme sacrifice and ensure that there will be a revolution. We will ensure that when a volcanic eruption, when the lava starts melting out, there will be a point of no return. I would also like to state clearly as a conclusion of my speech to the youth of Nagaland, whom I would like to address, to the Home Minister of India, Shri Amit Shah. Do you have it in you to finish off what you have started? If the government, the PMO office can go abroad and say that peace and tranquility is prevailing in Nagaland, in the Middle East, is it really happening? Do you have a definite roadmap to bring the ceasefire to its logical end? Ceasefire agreements are not an end in itself, but it's a means for solving our Naga political problems that we all know for. For too long, we have been divided by narrow domestic walls, and I appeal to our apex tribal Homo leaders who are present today that we are behind you. The youths are behind you. The ball is in your court. You have to hear the clarion call, the cries of the general public. Well, they are longing for, you have seen today by this endless wave of citizens that have come.
This represents the voice of the Nagas. We will be silent no more, and we will also not tolerate any brothers who spread dissension among brothers, which is also hated by our Almighty. I find that it is appropriate for me, since the day that I've been asked to give a solidarity message, a poem written by a student of the CH College in Dimapur during the Athot rally of 2017 by one student, Vivili Chopi. I just like to quote an extract from what she has written. And I think it rings well even today, and I would like to read this out. Our land, once so proud and so free, is utterly broken and desolated today. Ravaged not by the dogs of war, but now by our own, of proclaimed leaders and followers, all graced by a greed that knows no bone. Our people have lost their sight, their hearing, and their voice. It has become a land of the deaf, the dumb, and the blind. But God has put me here with a purpose, and here I stand today. And today, in unison, we all stand together as we are standing today. As in the biblical days of Amos, who cried to the Lord and begged the Almighty, I also would like to shout out to all our Naga brothers, let justice roll down like river and righteousness like every flowing stream. May God help us all. Long live AYO, long live AYO, long live all the Apex Youth Organization of Nagaland, long live the reasoned citizens of Nagaland. May God bless us all, and God bless my dear Nagaland. Kok Nagaland.
As General Secretary has already informed me that not to have an introduction period, I'll straight go to the point. Whatever I have written here, I'm not going to deliberate in my speech, but I will speak what is there in my mind. And today, representing Illegal Youth Organization Nagaland for Better District, I'll be speaking in Nagamese and in English for the convenience of our public, because some are quietly coming and telling me that please speak in Nagamese. So half I will speak in Nagamese and half in English for the public conveniences. Before I start my sharing, let me first speak with a great phrase, that is, we must fight for peace bravely as we fought war. Ini apa ingin asal? Kami lihat logo dari previous laga. Those previous speakers has already shared lots of good messages, phrase, and examples, putting aside with articles even to the central government and even to the state government. Willoughby, kami kan aji yedi youth kan khara korala. Are we simply gathering here as a part of a rally, or are we going to take a decision? That is the first thing we have to question within ourselves. Today is the day where we have to take a decision that we have to fight for. Today we are talking about illegal taxation, excessive taxation. Who has created? We ourselves, we have created all those things. We should not blame on anybody else. We ourselves, we have created to erase all these multiple taxations and excessive taxation within our districts, within our states, and within our towns, and within our community. What are the steps we need to take? We have to make an assignment for this. Today we came here shocked out of our lungs, through the top of our voice. But if we don't put into practical, things will not change. The dark side is just Nagas in front of us. Amiga na chi ine khara kuri kina ase. When we decision to achi nomla laga din na sade. Achi AYO bra aman garne idu organize kora laga. AYO laga cause no way. It is the cause of every individual of our Nagas. Every Nagas has to take the things very seriously. This is the day, this is the time where we have to wake up. It's a wake-up call for all the Nagas. Dear brothers and sisters, the intellectuals of Nagas, let's join hands together to fight for our cause. Amikan itya saya say do. Just within our community, Amanitya, every year new factions are being born. They proclaim themselves as the freedom fighters. But in reality, who is the freedom fighters? Are we to call them the freedom fighters, or the murderers, or the kidnappers, or an extortionist? I'm sure Amikan Laga ide society ide. Achi really dibi. Amikan Laga Naga political groups Amiku Bakanto Takibo. Only the Bia Hobi, Bal Hobi, Sidatu Adan Koi Dula again. Amikan not districted. Amikan ide Jasi Bono. Pisa Kuribla Abi the taxation I bless no. Litrin go to the taxation I bless no. No, that is the reality. Excessive taxations. Why the leaders, why have they not moved forward regarding on this? Ajay Amikan Naga political issues. More than 20 plus factions are there within our state. Are they really a freedom fighters? Or their motive is to extort within the public? Now we have all the sad realities within our district. I being from the Jiganao community, when my own leaders are also being murdered by those of the Naga political groups. Can I call them the Naga political groups a freedom fighters? If you really think of yourself, think of the brave leaders who have sacrificed for the sake of our land. Not that today you become a political party, become any type of faction, extort from the public, makes the poor publics, and become the poor publics and keep on being suffer because of extortionists, and become the keep on being price like the poor publics can become since from the very beginning, we were been saluting, we were been respecting them when our political groups there was a time when they have abrogated the ceasefire. If they really think themselves as freedom fighters, abrogate ceasefire, fight for the cause of our Nagas. Under the shelter of ceasefire, keep up the affection to like it. Affection no Happy New Year, affection. Happy New Year, affection. Happy New Year la gift asani ka laga. Ito give affection political issue, like freedom fighters stay in your own designated camp. Public domain there, with sophisticated weapons. Then you do piram like that. Kick on say. The guy Kuriasa again. I might be harsh, but I have to speak the truth. As the saying was, speak the truth, and the truth will set you free. We have to speak the truth. Among Macho they point and opposition will be, they don't put him in Of course, there are some leaders. Amihan Gade, Karakura, Amamit Hipase. We have seen them also. But majority of the Naga political groups, their interest to extort Kurima, public logo to torture Kurima, nature political interest kade sideways the Jaigini, Kilaga, half of to great Kuriwa. Aman Ajisten Lola Lagato. And I want to send a strong message even to the state government. I mean, the state government, the present state of the state government, be taken to be wake up all of the last year. They have to understand. The state government do what? Talks to us. Hoy lebi tahan combine kuribla laga motive asada lai. Ame kiman faction ase. Public khan logo debi tahan jai gine. Kiman din de ame khan logo debi organize kuri gine. Practically implementation laga nai do. Print media, social media to we want one solution. What solution to aban lage? One tax, one government to lage boy. Practical implementation kura nai do. At times, when I want to speak or when I want to send a message even to the politicians, I'm not the election to be journey as well. Why the politicians? At times, why they are using the factions for any of the political campaigns? Aro really did that ibu kam guru na parai do. Ito berapa mau pang guru asal. Really dia asal itu. Aman itu omin guru na parai mo. Every election day, naga political groups and day, lagi kena jangan threaten guru ni mo. Tribalism mo, faction day use guru mo. Freedom fighters to aman maksudnya itu tribalism day. Nawali aman maksudnya itu na involve guru ni kikam asal. Faction ase kori tu nature la diji kini teken kude ase tada chop chop hui bi. Public kan logo de, office kan de, contractors kan de, itu paisa demand kori laga sorom nai. Abne kan laga itu, tumi kan laga face bi, phone ase na nai. Ekbar black doing na kadi sabi na. Phone nai si kori tu sorom kadi. Public abne anje support kora laga tu, abne anje morai dibi. আমি আনতে কিডন্যাপ করিবি আমি খানকে পয়সা ডিমান্ড করিবি দিয়া নাই কইলো তো আমি আনকে মরাব কইনা আমি আন পাঠা লাগাল হইলো এতিয়া তো আমি খান এতিয়া জাস্ট ইন এ ফ্যামিলি ম্যাটার কোথা কোথা বাবা আমা ব্রা বাচ্চা খান না সমঝা লাগা না মানে দে বাচ্চা খানরা বাবা আমাকে পয়সা মাগিয়া দে আন্ডারগ্রাউন্ড আছে নাকি ওঠা আসুদো না জবরদস্ত মাগিয়া দে আপনি কি আন্ডারগ্রাউন্ড আছে নাকি বলে বাবা আমার পর জবাব দিল সাবি না আমি খান ওখানে কি করে আছে and the second point আমি খান নাগা পলিটিক্যাল ইস্যু লাগাবি ইমান দিরি ওয়াদো সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট তো আমি খান ক্লিয়ার অপরে আমি খান the stakeholders who are here within our district আমি খান প্রবি সেম টাকা নাগা টেকনিস দা নাম্বারি টাকা দা টেকনিস দা মান দিরি আছে দেই aman itu cari berapa lagi? No, kami kan ini present scenario laga kami ansah sih begitu. Sabila, kiman ni business establishment laga, tade factions kami involve kuri kena sih. Business laga tade tan kiman involve kuri kena sih. Every contract de factions ke in charge laga mo. Aman tu anak kan tu pal laga baru nai. Kami kan bi নিজর লাগা কমপ্লেক্স তো সামনে লাগা টাইম হইছে ইদুরা আপনি কান না আগে স্পিকার সাল বলা লাগা তো আপনি রিপিট না করি দিব কিনা মানে আমি সেম টপিক দে রিপিট করি বি আছে ওইলেবি তাই হান কোবলা পরিয়া খান তো আমি কই দিয়া আছে ইদু কারণে আমি কোয়া নিসনা আপনি কান আজি জামা এদে পুরা লাগা তো আপনি কান লাগা টাইম টু ওয়েস্ট করি নেই এটা জমা করা লাগা তো আপনি কান আজি একটা ডিসিশন তো লবলে লাগে and the Naga political parties concerning আমি particular বেশি করা না হইনি সব কে কইয়া আছে আমি খান ইউথ খান লাগা মুন্ডু ইমানে খিলবিদে কইলে তো জানাই দিয়াছে let this be the last warning to all the Naga political parties কুম্বা খান আরো মার্ডার করিলে মুন থাকান কিডন্যাপ করিলে মুন থাকান পয়সা মাগিলে ডিমান্ড করিলে মুন থাকান আজি আমি খান লাগা মেসেজ তো আপনি খান লাগা কান্দে সবচেয়ে ভিতরে হারি হবি কইনে জানাই দিয়েছে all the Naga political groups. This is our message. Anything happen within our jurisdiction, আমি খান লাগা district or আমি খান লাগা state by any of the Naga political groups to any of the citizens of our state, আমি খান না ছাড়িব আমি আতো itu baru আমি হামি বিয়ের পুরা লাগাতো ইনাফ হয়েছে কইনা চালাই দিয়াছে that should টাকা লাগা মুন্ডে রাখিবি কান্দে রাখিবি কইনে আমার ইতুলা মেসেজ পাতি আছে আৰু একটা লাস্টে কই দিবলা লাগাতো as long as we exist আমি খান নাগা মানুহ খান আমি খান আজি হয়ে Yet the excessive taxation Nagas will be our Nagas time to join hands together. Time to forget and forgive the mistake of we started. Amehan majority. At times in our time they egla amehan khara kuri gine aban naga makuri gule. Will be amehan majority public san. Ekjun pusi pra ekjun ge, ekjun tribe pra ekjun ge. Itu lagabi amehan compromise laga time which is reformation group laga time which is say. No way to tribalism amehan logodebi bisi ija diki pase. Itu karne Amikhan hat churi gine mun bilap kuri gulo ini awadam de Amikhan logoda duk pa laga tu itu de ase. Itu karne net Amikhan aji laga program ye de pra mala stepping kuri gine Amikhan agi jabla paribo koi gine abi la saibra abi apnan ke request kuri de ase Amikhan ekta slogan kuribo we want koi tu Amikhan peace so malu ko de koi na aban timba kuribo koi ne abi request kuri ase we want peace! We want peace! We want peace! Thank you, everyone. Tok Naling.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the speeches to be delivered by the Apache tribal youth tribal youth bodies. Moving ahead for the solidarity message to which, once again, I request the speakers to stick to the allotted time of 7 minutes each. We have the Apex student body of the Nagas, the Naga Students Federation, the speech to be delivered by the General Secretary of NSF, Chumban Kobu, and also the Apex student body of the Eastern Naga people, the speech to be delivered by the Vice President, DNSF, Sepiku Sangcham. Please take the time one after the other.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. In order to save time, I will not address one by one, but respected AYO President, Mr. Christopher Leju, leaders, elders, ladies and gentlemen. At the very outset, I bring you all warm greetings from the good office of the Naga Student Federation. Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you all on behalf of the Naga Student Federation to address the matter of grave concern that threatened the very fabric of our society. The recent outrage threat of capital punishment issued by the NSCM gave Congo to a member of Angami Youth Organization is an act that we as Naga must unequivocally condemn. Such act of intimidation and violence has no place in our Naga society. They undermine the unity and peace that we as Naga have strived for generations to achieve. We must remember that our strength lies in our unity, our resilience, and our collective commitment to justice and the rule of law. We commend the Angami Youth Organizations for its courageous stance in the face of these menace. The AYO's resolve to stand up against such trade is not only a testament to their principles, but it is also an inspiration to all the conscious keepers committed to justice and the rule of law. Today, Nagaland Federation express our profound distress and condemnation over the incident, and we stand in full solidarity with them. We echo their calls for unity and peace among the Naga people at this crucial juncture. It is imperative that we discourage any form of ultimatums or divisive action that threatens our communal harmony. Nagaland Federation also urges all the fiction and organization to engage in a constructive dialogue and cooperation. It is through understanding and respect that we can resolve our differences and work towards common goals. We must foster an environment where every voice is heard, where every concern is addressed, and where every individual feels safe and valued. The challenges that confront the Naga people are numerous and complex, yet I firmly believe that we can overcome them through solidarity, mutual support, and a steadfast commitment to our shared value. We must remember that our true enemy is not each other, but the forces of division, fear, and injustice. Ladies and gentlemen, let us stand together as one people, united in our pursuit of peace and justice. Let us reject violence and intimidation in all forms. Let us work together to build a future where every Naga can live in dignity and security, where our children grow in a society that values unity, respect, and mutual understanding. Thank you so much. I invite you to this podium in that short solidarity message. God bless AYO. God bless us all. Thank you so much. Kungnam.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Mr. Chair, distinguished member of the Condemning organization, led by its president, esteemed guests and fellow citizens gathered here today. At the very outset, I bring warm greetings from the office of the Eastern Naga Students Federation. As we gather here today under the solemn sky, united by our shared commitment to justice, dignity, and the well-being of our community, I feel honored to address you on this matter that strikes at the heart of our society in the light of unbated illegal taxation, harassment, intimidation, and the death threats inflicted upon common people by various Naga political groups. The Eastern Naga Student Federation is caught off guard by the recent incidents of death threat and physical assault committed by certain Naga political groups. It is the most recognized form of intimidation in a Christian state like Nagaland. The threats of intimidation and the design to silence the voice of the right-thinking citizen of the state and instill fear and hopelessness in our mind and in our thoughts. Today, the illegal taxation imposed by different Naga political groups is not just a financial burden, especially in the Eastern Nagaland area where the region
is railing under the names of trust for the basic development activities. The Federation is deeply concerned about the impact of this illegal taxation in an already struggling region, as it is the important and the need of an hour for the region of the Eastern Nagaland. The Eastern Nagaland Federation also blamed the government of India. We blame the government of India for the delay in reaching a solution with the Naga political group. The never-ending dialogue has created an environment with extortion, illegal taxation, harassment, intimidation, and death threats to our own Naga brothers. The continued divide and rule policy of the government of India is delaying Naga political talks, while simultaneously recognizing numerous factions in the direct crime inflicted upon the Nagas. This technique has created undue burden upon the general public. The government of India must be sincere in its commitment to solve the ongoing Naga political issue at the earliest possible time. Ladies and gentlemen, as a concerned member of the Naga community, it is our collective responsibility to voice out against the illegal taxation, harassment, intimidation, and death threats perpetrated by some Naga political groups. In a bid to realize our common stand, it requires our joint venture through action that demonstrate our unwavering commitment to justice, equality, and human rights. It is to fight for the rights and dignity of every individual, for justice and for soul of our community. Together we can build a society where justice prevails, where every voice is heard and every life is valued. To supplement my speech, I would also like to appeal to all the Naga communities, north, south, east, and west, to support one another in times of needs and bereavement of any form. Be it against the oppressed forces within the Nagas or from the outside. Since our state is a tribal state, there should be an equal sharing with employment justice, development justice, or the particular cause of Eastern Nagas or the race of the Nagas. Since the time immemorial, Nagas have stood together as brothers and sisters, and where any injustice befall upon any community, we should not be shy away from lending a helping hand for the matter. Which is to come, but it is mentioned that early spirit of brotherhood, proof our forefather has maintained, is not seen in the present context of our Naga society. Remember, peace and unity is a cornerstone of progress, and only through collective effort and solidarity we can hope to achieve the last peace and justice to our people deserve. I, on behalf of the Eastern Naga Federation, representing the voice of young generation of our time, express deep concern over the paradox of the present scenario in our Naga political struggle for solution. It is disheartening to see that despite years of striving for a solution, Naga political solution is heading nowhere. The young generation is beginning to question how a solution can be achieved when the house of the nation workers remains so deeply divided. Therefore, taking advantage of this platform, the Eastern Naga Federation, on behalf of the student community, earnestly appeals to all the Naga political group to maintain peace and unite first to pave way for the amicable solution for the Naga political issue. Let us not be silent. Let us not be passive. Let us stand together, hands joined together, strong and resolute, the force of these challenges. Long live, God bless us all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost coming to the end. 3 more speeches to go. One by the Business Association of Nagas, to be delivered by Major Vikuto Asumi, retired Executive Council Member of BAN, and Dr. Kekuga Muru, President of the Confederation of Nagaland Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and though one not in the program, as requested, Mr. Kolachalya Seye, the President of Nagaland, to take the time one after the another. After the 3 speeches, there will be the reading of the memorandum which will be submitted to the Governor of Nagaland. Now, beginning from the BAM, you may take the time one after the other.
Thank you, Chairperson. I, on behalf of a Business Association of Nagas and on behalf of our President, would like to extend greetings to you all. As Business Association of Nagas, we have clearly stated on all social medias recently that we support the Angami youth organizations and condemning the NSCN Congo parties in issuing death sentence. No entity is above the law, and no matter what, rule of law should prevail. We are all clearly aware of the ceasefire ground rules, and all the NSCN, GPRM, and so-called Naga armies should be following it religiously. And it is our humble request to the Ceasefire Supervisory Board, state governments, and all stakeholders should ensure that our Naga national voters doesn't terrorize us with guns. Instead come out and protect our citizens and businessmen. We have started misusing and abusing the word mandate recently. Every public leaders, individuals, and organizations are equally responsible and accountable to the people. And Business Association of Nagas, many people out here will know and many people will not know. But the very formation of Business Association in the year 2030 was the reason that has come out to fight against the illegal, unabated taxation upon the Naga businessmen. We have not forgotten our leaders, our tall leaders who have lived in the past, and also in all fields, their sacrifices they have made with the blood also. So we held high respect and regard for them. But today, we know that we Nagas, we are living in a very complex situation with complex problem. Kiba bahal kotha koile bhi problem, kotha no koile bhi problem. We don't know. Now, we have been hated for being real. Usa kotha kole aru biya pai. Aru kotha no kole we are being loved. Bahal lage moi kan nisa kole aru moi kan ke bishi bahal lage. We youths, we should not forget the power of the public. When we rise up, what we can do, what will happen next. Bishi derivi honai, bishi salvi honai. In the way back 2017, that was in the issue of ULB election. Public can protest kuno tije tate tita chokra, tita youths ke police la firing the mura bishde. And aftermath, what has happened? We have forgotten that. CM, the Chief Minister of the state, state also stepped down. And like what our brother Tia Longcher has said, Aji Bangladesh ki hoy ase ki hoise kali the Prime Minister Mrs. Hasina Sheikh Hasina resigned Kurishin. Ki karne ase Kurishin, it was a spark, small spark that has come out, started from the students in their universities. Ki ase Kurishin, they were protesting against 30% of the reservation quotas being given by the government to the 1971 veterans. Can be the state government declare youth can do thick night reservation quota. Tate khara hoga ki hoise ek mahina bhi ho nahi. It has been almost 1 month of the protests that you have been seeing in social medias. Aji to Prime Minister resign hoise. India de aina ase ko ase aru ete aru piche de time bahar de jajao pare. Today, it is the bitterness, Tita itu kind of munde thagani. We all have gathered here, and we should take this as a blessing, being organized by Angami youth organizations. Ito Angami youth wasn't only, it is not about a tribal or it's not a particular youth organization. It is for all Nagas. We should understand that. We know today that we are living in a failed generation with oppositionless government, failed economy, and before it has been cursed. Forget about our generation. Generation but I hope everyone will agree here who has come. We are more concerned about our future generation, which is yet to come. We can talk big things. Nagaland, district, Nijar particular district, union, organization, Bhutani group. Kali Dimapur de Naga Manohan, it was Dilai Gate Park Sabido, Lahorijan Gate Park Rubido, Apni Khan Nijor Janevo. Kimki as a real Naga values, spirit to Kia Janevo. Yet I should go to Moikanavas, Jagatico tribalism, Kimanose, Elotamanose, Andamiase, Awase, Konyakase. Yet Guwahati de jabe, Assam de jabe, are Naga means coalition ownership to Naga Manos, extend our money Nishinas. You feel good. You go to Delhi. Kinaga Ahije, the spirit as a Naga. Tate Kurubole Parase Kulekile Aji Moikanaga Jagade Yete Kurubona Pare. I want to question that. Firstly, as far as business thing is concerned, service after 14 years of my service in the Indian Army, maybe first generation business station. And that's how 5 years I've been struggling, and I can understand our upcoming Nagas startups. Bahar plain Manukhano de competition bishit tarba kuriase. Poisa na thakina start kurase. We are struggling, confused with GST bhi kaise mohan na jane. Sikhe ase balance sheet kan banaule. Loan EMI karaule kina loan logo month donation budget market te Dimapur sab monopoly hoise. Syndicate system sab items te bhota hoise. Aro we can know Naga army laga text to kiman ahi thage business kora manu taikhane jani thagibo taikhane pinch pai thagibo aru itu laga bitote moikhan laga national workers moikhan laga own Nagarism, which our leaders have clearly stated. Moi khan laga manu moi khan ke death threat dibo, death sentence dibo. Itu to moi khan to hunabi na huna na jana hoise. When we are really busy to make our own pet palibu karne, ghorde maki bachan ke sabo karne, itu berata de we have gone far inside. Moi khan na jana hoise lekin laga itu bidon manan pra moi khan ke overpower kudise. And that is, I think that is our fault. When we are not strong, when there is no unity, when we are busy fighting for our tribalistic, itu khun laga ajikal to tribal bhi no hoy, tate clan laga te tati jai she buji she. Moi to itu la clan ase, moi Longchar ase, moi Sudir ase, moi Jemir ase, Zimomi ase, Yethomi Chishi. Kun bar banai ase to. Aro bhalwa saishi gule moi khan laga youths, moi khan laga generation. There is a problem, very big major problem. Moi khan laga bachcha laga generation ajikali youth. We don't know how to respect our elders. Tamor laga generation khan ke respect rona na jana hoise. Moi khan to mid age te thaka to moi khan laga bura baba khan laga generation khan bhi dikhina hoise. Moi khan laga ite bachcha khan ke laga uthi ase, it be clearly, closely observe kunai ase. Then we are shocked. Bachcha khan, youth khan ke laga damor khan laga blessing na paile moi khan ke laga aage jao, ki sikhiule parbo. And then at the same time, I also want to request our elders, Baba Khan, Uncle Khan, Damor Khan ke, moi khan laga bacha generation khan ke baar bar rasta dikhai dibi, koi na sikai ase. Bhal leaders ka laga jaga na thaka hoise kya? Students affairs to hule bhi, youth affairs to hule bhi, court organization to hule bhi, bhal leader kan na dikha hoise. I'm not trying to say all leaders are bad. It is all handpicked. We need to change our mindset. Yete par dimag par change karo lage. Remove all this tribalistic mentality. And for God's sake, we have to unite. Kiman problem with Agilbi moi khanda jane ase. It is not that we don't know. We are all educated people, intellectual. Ek basti te thaka manvi moi khan laga root of our problem moi khan laga problem ki ase kuch bole to koi dibo. Raat bar koi bhi khatam bhi na ho moi khan laga Nagaland problem. So we should, at this juncture, we should all come together, all youths from all communities. Let's not be narrow-minded. Ajikali to moi khan nijor la manu leaders kan bhi isor la nam noi loi thage noile bhi isor ki bhi bhoi na thaka hoiso. Apni moi khan ki soram khabo, ki bhoi khabo, moi khan church religious leaders kan ki soram khabo. Isor ki bhi bhoi na tha hoise. So we should all, if I think that we are leaders, we'll have to fear God first, ask for wisdom, and then continue doing good without fear and fight for our rights. So the future is in our hand. आगे लगा दिन देखिए आए बोला से सब लीडर्स कन की कोई दिशे अपने सब जानिए से खाली कोथा पर नकुरी ना खाली इनाका प्लेटफॉर्म दे कोथा कोई ना जाय जलावा हुनी ना जाय जला कला नोई ना start करो लगे. If we really want to bring change, it will start from you and me. मैं खा लगा चुकाबरा start करो लगे. I know how hard is it to convince our parents. Moi kan laga baba amar laga mentality convince kurle kiman diktar lage to the moi kan di bujase. Ajikali la problem like I say chutu kan dangor laga kotha namane dangor kan ni chutu manu laga bacha la kotha namani na. This is where moi kan complexity issue was a complex. So let us not miss this opportunity. And today, Business Association of Nagas strongly stands with Angami Youth Organization in the fight against unabated illegal taxation and imitation and debt threats to the common people. Thank you very much.
A very good afternoon to Kohima. This is a public relay, not speakers relay. And I want to hear the participation of our Kohimans, the citizens of Nagaland, to participate in this relay. Let me call up Nagaland. Long live, okay? I'll say long live Nagaland. Let's all stand up and voice out what is deep inside our heart. Long live! Longer! Long live! Long live! Wonderful. I'm not supposed to give the greetings, but I thank the Almighty God for this wonderful day. Now we have a very blissful afternoon, and we are all aware that why we are gathered this day today here in Kohima. It will not be just on my part if I speak in English, because of the fact that today we are in a social media age, we are in an electronic media age, and I'm also aware that there are hundreds of people who have not been able to come to this relay. I want to speak in Nagamis. We are here. Amikan yete aju jama kura do. Amikan laga Sri Rulo ke capital punishment diwo kojena babu. Enough is enough. Kojena naga malupra hala kura do. AYO pra itu huni di gena. Itu host kuri di gena. Amikan tribes kimana se Kohima te khali Kohima no gena. Rest of Nagaland pre ami jana nijo laga ami Confederation of Nagaland Chamber of Commerce ami kan laga 16 district chambers ase ami kan business body laga members from various states aje aigina yete jup kore ase. Why? Because this suffering has become too much for us to bear. Itinente jama kore ase. I want to thank AYO for this wonderful platform, for calling the rally, for let Nagas to gather this manner to express the deep, the inside, the pain in our heart. Or we can I'm Bishi thanks AYO to Janai Jumana say. It has chairman Mwenje Kweshe, Yapni Lak speaker ase 5 minutes extra speaker the Bachai Jana ase apni 5 minutes extra will Kweshe. Well, last one so I won't be taking long. Naga national movement is a secret to every one of us. Nobody can deny that. It does not belong to Naga political groups. It does not belong to only people who are carrying guns. It belongs to every Naga. Am I right? Yes. To kung anti-Naga. Who is anti-Naga? Mamu Mr. Rolopra. Taxation diwa tai laga circumstances thawo pare to tai laga contract biya hoy dina thaibo pare tai laga business done hoy dina pare ta government fra tai laga bill be release no kuro la pare dina thaibo pare. He has a reason. Naga mano pra tax diwa na pare le capital punishment diwa ka to kum to ya sabote ase na lai. Nagaland ami khan jana the Naga political groups khali NSN reformation no gela sab ki bodi umman ase kokte kumtu ya zabote kumtu close te pa Naga manu taxation diwo na parile olop mat mangile olop kumti guri gili koile capital punishment diwo la ya zabote asana nai asana nai itu nimite ami yete khara kurigina ase we are fed up. Ami question, every Naga sitting here, every Naga sitting at home has a story. Every family has a story. So do I. How we have contributed. Not just a person, but generations. Not the way. Generation for sacrifice. Some manu digina I should not. Yes. Hey, some has Pwela to Kunba to come with the Modot Pushe, Kunba message, Biton Mala message, Loikin a Paraisha, Kunba Paratna Kurisha, Kunba Chow Disha, Kunba Gauri Disha, Kun contribute Kuran and other cost there. How can we become anti-Nagas when the movement is ours? No, why? Itu name there. The fact of the matter is, Ami Khan ke ki hesapra capital punishment diase or ki hesapra anti-Nagas ase. Naga mamu itu question kurwa na parla Ami Khan ma future khatam. Please be remembered of that. Ami Naga grandfather late Yeshe Temuru. First World War there. Level court jaigena aha manu itu pura Naga manu ke ala kase kena orang jadi kena aha kena Naga national movement to germinate kuri kena aha tu moi teenage hood no pancha agede high school de thaga dan de moi laga itu tam tu jenen Victor manu thakise de 3 din takam court ai kena hafta 3 दिन 4 दिन हफ्ता जंगल के हुमा ऐसा कहीं ना कपड़ा लेता होगा मोर को खाओ बुक गाड़ी के लोग होता है दुख पैसे मोरम पूरा एक ता बस्ती ने लोग जाए दीवी को I grew up from a very small village, a small town. My parents was very fortunate to have a very small old teenage boy, class 6, 7 de thaga dem de gahi olop chala thai se bitor manu ke loi ke ek ta basti pra ek ta panchayat hai respect pra ai na mani thai se gode ki thai se khilai thai se loi jala tam te ama pra prarthana kori ke na patai thai se diudi gora tam de aha pache da ama laga festival grow prarthana kori ke na ruki ke na aha time te ama laga festival grow ami bi iman choto bacha thai gele I felt it is an honorable job, it was a patriotic job, it was a divine job. Kam inega bitor manna kam kuri inega bhabi ke na mana asde inega bhabi ke na aha to idu time me elders than mani ode those days moi to idu to chota thai chole bitor manu kala ami kham pastor reverend missionary side actually no hoy those days elders kusa asana na but aji to bitor manu ase koile problem alchi. We want to stay away from them. Then we have to reason out why. Itu ni मैं itu एकता इनेगा कोयासे कि those yesteryears Naga nationalism do with good intent start करिसे good intent pra आएंगे ना in the process we the public has failed, the elders let me be blunt here, the elders has failed and also the Naga political the national workers has failed to do justice to the people of Nagaland. I mean, ite hai inega kuman ase. As a businessman representing the business community of Nagaland, moi laga ite Kohima Chamber of Commerce la President Mr. Kezar Pramukyo of it be koila bhal hoise. 24 plus faction operate Korea to Ami Khan to khali 20 faction takes the ase to bagi ase de, but that is not the fact. Nagaland ekta faction te or multiple texts loi thake. We need to understand that today we have more than 20 factions, 20 into at least 4 texts hoile kiman hoise. 80 texts we are paying. Khali faction ke down ho. Ekta faction te get tax saman aibo tate bhi tax. Market dukan te godown te rakhibo tate bhi tax. Dukan te rakhibo tate bhi tax. Staff laga upor te bhi tax. Yearly tax, MRP tax, expiry tax. Right? Aru itu berarti kiman ami kan cupcap boibo naga manu. Let's not become jani kena slave to no ai kena. Isor berarti makti kena so. Let us not become a slave. Moi itu ekta koman ase. Business kurang dia. Aje Mr. Rolo ke. Kini ka tai ke tumor thing bagai dia misuna. He has been discouraged. Likewise, Rolo misuna amikan najana. Thousands of youths ini ka khotom kore diye future amikan discuss no kore itu. Let's remember that. If this trend goes on, then we are going to have another thousands and thousands of Mr. Rolo. This is not going to end. And who are those thousands and thousands? It is your children, it is your grandchildren. Don't let others waste out for you. You need to waste out for yourself. Itu ekta common ase. Itu limite. Amikam multiple taxation thaga tak, multiple factions thaga tak. Naga laga economy bhi na jao, amikan na youth pe aage na jao. Only alternative is amikan existing ki ase tate thagina. We will all have to go back to 70s, 50s. Backward jao laibo aage jao na paro amikan. Itu nimite morom pura. Everyone has to stand up. Itu ekta common ase. Itia business community pura. Ami business community bhi family ase to, bacha ase to, baba ama ase to. We need to look after them also. We need to take care of them also. We need to send them to school. We need to feed them. Namo hai. To dai khan ami khan laga bacha laga bhat tak pi mukh pra ulai bole. Papa ase de. Itu to papa ase. Moi to ini ka openly kobo. Itu limite. Naga people more than initially voluntary contribute kuri kene kine na naga mamu laga movement anise itu to thik ase. Hoile bi let us not be so damn to fund their luxurious life. Itu ekta bujue common ase. Are naga mamu bidor de ghor bhal kun aso. Biar apa ni kita malu kan boleh tu usaha saja. Tuhan nak gari bala, Tuhan nak gori bala. There are multiple luxurious cars parked in your homes. Kau laga ase, kita malu laga. Dukia kuri kena business kura malu, dukia kuri kena service kura malu logo denai de. Baba ama bra, duk pai kena service loan logo. Baba ama bra duk pai kena mati biguri kena rent lobo. Baba ama pura duk kuri kena kinega kuri kena business baca laga suru kuri dile taxation pura murai. Itu ini mide. It's time for us to wake up. Itu ekta ulamon ase. Yete jama pura ko, मैं ekdam short pura. I want to call upon the leaders of the tribes of 16 tribes of Nagaland. Kiman der humai thayo 16 tribes leaders kan baba khan laga pe ase 16 tribes laga leaders amma khan pe ase. I want to appeal to them. Faction 20 hoise next it's going to be 21 20 uncountable hobo. Time for us ami khan itu ite pura intervene kuri kena ite pura changes ami lolele to this faction will grow and it will be too late. Itu nemide moi government jabo 16 tribes leaders come. Tribal problem thakibo pare differences থাকিব পাৰে EMPO TNMO CNTC কইনা ট্রাইবাল প্রবলেমস থাকিব পাৰে আইটো ৰাখিবি পৰম্পৰা হলিবি আপুনি খান আমি এসোসিয়েশন প্ল্যাটফর্ম বি খুলিবি পাৰ নাই হলিবি এটলিস্ট অন ইস্যু বেস 20 faction naga মানুবি পাবলিক বি কনফিউজ ভিতর মানুবি কনফিউজ কোনটো ফ্যাকশন কোনটা আছে নাগা মানুবি কনফিউশন তে হৈ যাইছে তিনিমতে মই রিকোয়েস্ট কৰাব মহান হহস খামতো ট্রাইবাল লিডার ট্রাইবাল বডিজ খামতো আহিকে না ডিসিশন লৈ দিবি কি নাগা মুভমেন্ট তো 20 ফ্যাকশনস প্লাস পালি থাকিব না আজি পৰা দুই মিখান নমিলিলে নাগা মানুহ তো সাপোর্ট নদিকে না থাকিব ইটো ডিসিশন তো লৈ দিব লাগে কইনা মই এপিল কৰা আছে মিন টাইম ইটো প্ল্যাটফর্ম পৰা আমি ভিতর মানুহ লাগা লিডার্স খান গেবি একটা রিকোয়েস্ট করমান আছে যদি আপনি হুসব ট্রু পেট্রিয়ট if you are a true national worker if you are working for the people of Nagas তুমি লাগা ইগো রাখিবি তুমি লাগা পজিশন রাখিবি আৰু নাগা মানুহ মিলি লবি ইটো পাছতে নাগা মানুহ খান মন পৰা ভাল পৰা খুশি পৰা আপুনি খানকে চাব পয়লা জামানা নিচিনা আমি খান খুশি পৰা চাব জামানা নিচিনা পয়লা নিচিনা মানুহ খান প্ৰাৰ্থনাতে আপুনি খান চাৰ্চতে আপুনি খান নিমিতে ফাস্টিং কৰি কিনা প্ৰাৰ্থনা কৰিব দেই আৰু নাগা মানুহক ব্লেসিং হ'ব হইলে কি আমি খান ইটো নকৰিলে তো আমি খান বিশিলে খবর আছে দে নাগা মানুহ খান আৰু ইটো তো আপনি লাভ ফিউচার লাগা আপনি কে এফেক্ট নলেবে আপনি লাগা গ্রান্ড চিলড্রেন বাচ্চা তো লাগা আছে টাইম চেঞ্জ এটা আগে স্পিকার পারিস না বাংলাদেশ স্মল স্টুডেন্ট প্রটেস্ট কে হবো কইলে না প্রাইম মিনিস্টার অফ ইন্ডিয়া ইমান হিরো প্রা হই না প্রাইম মিনিস্টার অফ বাংলাদেশ হিরো প্রা হই না that is in the nation and she has been exiled itu limite public there hobe bidor manu hobe thik na thakile এটা this is the voice of Naga public this is the voice of God itu hit lobele problem hode itu be ekta share koru mona ase last but not the least itu ekta common jabu ভিতর মানুষ খানকে ইতে একবার রিকোয়েস্ট করো মানাছে থ্রু ফেসবুক থ্রু সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া এন্ড পাবলিক প্ল্যাটফর্ম ইলেকট্রনিক মিডিয়া একদিন নিমিতে এক দুই ঘন্টা নিমিতে ইটো রেলে 2 ঘন্টা থাকিছে মরমরা তুমি লাগা আপনি লাগা আপনি কিনানসা রাখি দিবি আপনি লাগা প্রেসিডেন্ট পোস্ট রাখিবি আপনি লাগা কিনানসা লাগা পোস্ট রাখিবি সব রাখি কেন এক আজি তো পাবলিক নিচিনা এটা খারাপ করে আছে ভাবি কেনা পাবলিক হয়ে গেলা আমি খান স্পিকার্স খান কিমান নাগা মানুহ লাভ কইছে একবার শুনি দিলে গ্রাউন্ড রিফ্লেকশন আইব হলে আপনি তো জায়গাতে বই গেলে ইতো রেলে শুনি দিলে আপনি বিয়া পাব দে কই না ইতো মই লাভ স্পিচ কনক্লুড করে আছে থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ গড ব্লেস নাগাল্যান্ড
Due to paucity of time, we will just be giving time to the speakers given in the program. Our Honorable Governor has given the time at 1 o'clock. However, we are getting a bit delayed. Now it is time for reading of the memorandum. But before that, few informations to be made. Nagamano, Laga Kos Karne, नागा मानो नागा आगे जाबो करने एक जन एकला ना पारिबो ट्राइब एकता एकला ना पारिबो इतु कारणे आजी someone has to single someone has to bow the cat or somebody an organization has to organize the platform likewise today as our president has stated the AYO is not taking the credit but we have organized these, and likewise, the apex tribal youth bodies of all the Naga tribes in Nagaland coming together. As particular request to all the Nangamis, shall we all give a big round of applause to all those organizations, student apex bodies, and business communities supporting us. This is the need of the hour, as our president has also assured that. For the Naga cause, even the Naga tribe or youth body organized to walk forward, then we are there. Once again, shall we all give a big round of applause for this public rally? The memorandum, which I'll be reading out, will be submitted to the Honorable Governor. The President of AYO and the AYO colleagues will be accompanying, but for today, the lunch has been prepared at the office of the Angami Organization between All India Radio Office and BSNL, so to which I request the President and colleagues of all the apex bodies, Students Federation, ENSF and NSF, and also the Business Association of NAGAS and CNCCI, the President and colleagues, to all join us for the lunch, and also the media persons. As for the memorandum, only the AYO officials will be going, as it is going to be signed by us. But before that, we don't have an apex body of the Naga apex tribal youth bodies in Nagaland. All of you gathered here. If it is your opinion and if you can give a mandate that the Naga youth bodies, the tribal youth bodies should come together to raise a united voice, and can you raise your right hand? Yes! Today this AYO cannot initiate, but we will bring all the tribal youth bodies for a discussion to carry on. The memorandum Office of the Angami Youth Organization, Headquarters, Kohima, Nagaland. Memorandum against unabated extortion and harassment of common people by Naga national political groups. Submitted on this day, the 6th of August 2024. Public rally organized by the Angami Youth Organization. To the Honorable Governor, Rajbhavan, Kohima, Nagaland. Honorable Sir, we are sure that you are briefed by various agencies at your disposal, and also through the news about the illegal activities being committed blatantly by armed groups in Nagaland, much to the dismay of the general populace. The most recent case being the capital punishment threat issued to a local contractor of Nagaland on account of forced taxation by the GPR and NNCN Kambu group, who are currently under ceasefire with the government of India. This case is just the tip of the iceberg, as there are many such cases which have not been brought into the public domain. Taking this opportunity, we would like to lay a few points for your perusal and immediate remedial measures. Point number 1, whereas it is clearly mentioned in the ceasefire ground rules mutually agreed upon by the government of India and the various groups of the NNCN that the latter shall refrain from any activity which would disturb economic and developmental activities as well as essential services. Clause 7 of ceasefire ground rules. Number 2, whereas it has been mutually agreed upon by the government of India and the various NSCN groups which are in ceasefire agreement with the center that the groups will refrain from extortions, foreseeable collection of money, and supplies of intimidation of individuals, including government officials. Clause 11 of the ceasefire ground rules. Whereas, number 3, whereas the onus of enforcement of the ground rules has been vested with the government of India, and that contentious issues relating to implementation of the ground rules will be resolved by a ceasefire supervisory board or ceasefire monitoring group. Point number 4. Whereas there may be cessation of armed conflicts between security forces and the Naga national political groups. After signing of these agreements, extortion and forcible collection of money from all business enterprises have been carried out with impunity, and the public is facing the brunt with prices of even essential commodities skyrocketing. Number 5, whereas the GPR and NCN Congo Group has gone to the extent of even issuing that penalty for not succumbing to their illegal demands. Number 6, the GPR and NNCN Congo Group has also issued a directive to all contractors under the purview of AYO implying all Angami contractors to immediately cease activities and demobilize their manpower and machinery currently deployed across other districts in Nagaland. Number 7, now whereas the public is utterly fed up with the activities of these armed cadres, it may not be long before an armed public take on these armed cadres, resulting in a civil unrest which will have worse implications and results than that of the prevailing situation in a neighboring state. We, the signatories of this memorandum, keeping in mind the interests of the state and the country as a whole, demand that A, the government of India strictly enforces the ceasefire ground rules in letter and spirit by ensuring the cadres of the groups adhere to the agreed ground rules. B, the state government takes necessary action to protect its citizens and assert its authority if any such acts of coercion takes place. C, the government should ensure that armed groups cease and desist immediately their activities of intimidation and extortion in the name or guise of donations. D, the armed cadres be confined to their designated camps and prohibited to move around with arms in civilian areas. E, the government of India should stop legitimizing splinter groups by recognizing them if it wants an early settlement of the Indo-Naga problem. F, the international abrogation of the ceasefire rules by the GPR and NCN Congo group by way of issuing that threat and openly intimidating the command people is not only a violation of the ceasefire norms, but also a violation of human rights. We demand that the ceasefire monitoring group immediately take befitting action against this group if it fails to take corrective measures. By point number 1 of the demand in point F, that 1, withdrawal of the capital punishment issued by GPR and NCN Congo group. 2, withdrawal of the directive issued to all contractors under the purview of AYO, implying all Angami contractors to cease activities and demobilize their manpower and machinery currently deployed across other districts in Nagaland. And G, in the event of any recalcitrant group continue violating the ceasefire ground rules, the ceasefire monitoring group should abrogate the ceasefire with such group. Also, the concerned members should be strictly booked under the National Security Act of 1980. The Angami Youth Organization is a civil organization, but we will not hesitate to protect our people at any cost. However, we firmly believe in the responsibility of the government to protect the well-being of its citizens, and we trust that the government will take all necessary actions. We therefore urge you to consider our representation with the utmost importance and urgency. Sincerely, Kasosol Christopher Letu, President Angami Youth Organization, and Nudil Secha, General Secretary Angami Youth Organization. Copy to the Home Minister Nagaland for information and necessary action, the Chief Secretary for information, the Principal Secretary to Honorable Chief Minister for kind intervention, the Director General of Police for necessary information and intervention, the Home Commissioner for necessary action, and the Chairman, CFMG or CFSB for immediate intervention. The copy will be submitted to be forwarded, shared with the media persons right after we submit it. So thank you, likewise thank you everybody once again for having come here to be part of this historic public rally. We assure you that this is not the end, but this is going to be the beginning of a brighter Naga future. Thank you, Kuknawe.
All the delegates once. Tribal Affairs Position. We'll have a photography session here.
Ladies and gentlemen, together we can achieve greatness and a peaceful Nagaland. Thank you so much for turning up. With that, we formally wind up this public rally.